So this week's topic is the Niyamas. We've previously talked about contentment or santosha. So santosha is being happy in the here and now. So it's not tying your happiness to something that might happen in the future or a future goal or a future outcome. It's actually being grateful and happy for everything you have in your life right now. Looking at the small things on a day-to-day basis and finding joy in those small things. However, that can take some work. So that's will bring us into our next topic, which is Svadyaya, which is self-study. So basically, traditionally it meant to study the yogic scriptures in order to achieve that deep meditation. Now, last week we looked at the yamas. This week we're looking at the niyamas. These are ethical guidelines that if we try and follow these guidelines, they will reduce the conflict that we have in life. So they'll reduce the drama. So that when we go to meditate, we won't be thinking about those things. We won't have those distractions. So we can meditate a lot easier. Meditation is great for self-study, for doing the inner work, for really looking at how we're feeling and really looking at our thought patterns. So a lot of people think that they can't clear their mind even for 5 minutes of all of their thoughts. Now, meditation is not about clearing your mind. It's about having a few moments of stillness and noticing what comes up. Okay, so maybe further down the track, when we do lots of meditation, we can start to clear the mind. But for now, for beginners or even intermediate people, when we learn to meditate, we're noticing what comes up. So what I suggest you do to grow as a person and to really notice your thoughts and your feelings is to meditate every day. So that might even be 5 minutes a day of stillness. Maybe first thing in the morning or just before you go to bed. Just find 5 minutes every day. Now, we often use asana practice, so the physical postures to help us get us into the right, frame of mind to meditate. But if you don't have time to actually go to a yoga class, you can start with deep belly breathing. So by a few minutes of deep belly breathing, and I've got some videos, earlier videos on pranayama techniques. A few minutes of deep belly breathing will really slow down the mind. It'll help to control the nervous system. And then once you've done a few minutes of deep belly breathing, just, sit in a cross-legged position or maybe on the heels, as long as your spine is nice and straight. Keep the eyes closed. And hopefully you're in a room that doesn't have too many distractions. And just notice the feelings that come up. So notice what you think about. Notice perhaps any emotions that come up. That's the first step to actually being aware of what we're thinking and feeling. And then maybe if our thoughts are not constructive, we can start to change them. So that is my take of self-study. It also takes discipline, which is another niyama. So it takes discipline. So it actually takes a bit of commitment to say, okay, I'm going to meditate for at least 5 minutes per day to really get the benefits. So that is my take on Svadyaya, which is self-study. And hopefully everyone can find 5 minutes of their day to meditate and do that for a week at least. And just notice how you feel after about a week. And just see if you're a lot calmer. Notice any thoughts that come up. Maybe you've changed your perception around some things. But yeah, meditation is the way to go.